Matt Armstrong, you know, my favourite YouTuber ever in the world ever.
Yeah.
He's crashed his Lamborghini Gallardo.
Oh, yeah.
Which I... So he crashed his
Shame.
The Lamborghini is the only car within his fleet of vehicles that wasn't a crashed car. He bought that as like a little present to himself, you know, when he'd done well.
Yeah.
And turns out that driving it with slicks in the rain...
Slicks?
Yeah, like slick tyres, like semi-slick tyres. You know, like it's almost like race tyres.
Oh.
He put it into a ditch.
Yeah.
And smashed it to pieces.
But he's all right.
He's all right. He somehow came out unscathed. However, the comments did say...
I was just about to say, before you get into them, that reminds me somewhat of that story about the YouTube guy who jumped out of a plane and pretended it was a crash. I'm not saying that's the case. It simply reminds me of that story.
So one of the comments says, "Why I think this is staged for views. You just can't believe YouTube videos anymore." So to which Matt replied, "Yeah, man, I nearly killed myself for the views. Thumbs up." And he's put, "He didn't even look traumatized, laughing with the police, like nothing happened."
Was it filmed?
No, but after he got out of the car, he started vlogging it.
All right, well, I suppose you would.
And then when the police came,
I'd probably do that.
Yeah, the police came and he were like chatting to the police middle at night. He was like, "I'm not," you know, he did a breathalyzer test. He's like, "I just basically fucked it." But that posed the question. It didn't. So you had that same sort of thought. I think it's mental that people are saying he would have crashed for the views because he could have died. He went literally down this massive ditch into a tree. His channel, he's got 2 channels with well in excess of 1 million subscribers. He does multiple million views a video, and his channel's doing the best it's ever done. He's doing that Marcus Rashford car at the minute, which is like #1 on trending every week. I would argue to say that he's probably making £1 million a month from YouTube.
I don't think it's
from revenue. Not just from YouTube, not from YouTube alone, but from YouTube revenue across a couple of channels and the sponsorships. I bet he's making £1 million a month.
$1 million sounds like a lot. I don't know, man.
What's his last... Got his channel up, George. Look at his views on his main channel.
You'd have to know the CPM as well for it to be... And those prediction things on Social Blade, it gets like everything right, but the monetary predictions are like, A, they're really vague, and B, they're wrong.
Yeah. Well, he does like 45-minute videos now, like 1 million ads in between.
Well, I
mid-rolls.
I can't tell you them, man. I don't know. But you might be right. I don't know.
2.3 million, 3.7 million, 4.8, 5.8. 3.3,
and he's got a second channel that's got like 1.5 million followers. That's doing multiple millions per video.
What's that called?
Matt Armstrong Mark II. Nice and simple.
That's just a clever name.
And then he does...
that's doing 1.9, 2.4.
Yeah. So imagine having 2 channels that's just like smashing out multiple million views at mid-rolls, and then he's doing sponsorships on each one as well as like other brand partnerships. Your boy's rolling in it. All that being said... At this point in his career, he doesn't need to crash a car to get views. So I think it's a bit harsh that people are...
Yeah, but people are always going to say... People still say my videos are fake, or parts of them are fake, or, you know, this and that. So they're always going to be cynical people. I think it's human nature to be cynical about it. Like I said, like the first thing I thought was, that sounds a bit... Yeah. I'm not saying that he did it for... I'm sure he didn't. I mean, why would you want to crash a car, right? But you can understand why some people, perhaps of a lower IQ, might think that he did it for views. Funnily enough, somebody left a comment on the last video I put up saying he used the Matt Armstrong of food challenges. And I just looked at it. I've only seen like 1 or 2 Matt Armstrong videos, but I'm like, my videos aren't anything like that. They're like totally different to that.
Which one was your last video that went out?
The lobster. I called it like the hardest food challenge. Yeah. Which was true. I was not bait. That was not Josh Gudgeon bait. It was flipping brutal, man. But yeah, that went up, and it was a comment on that saying
that's quite. Before you said that, I was going to say I think he's probably he's a very clever storyteller for what, because the story kind of writes itself as far as like rebuilding these cars, but like the way that he does.
Supposed to be a compliment then.
Definitely a compliment. The way that he spins out the stories is like, even on that one where he did a video about crashing the car, explained it all, then explained like the process of having to potentially claim on insurance, and he basically like did a big story arc at the end and went, of course I'm not going to give it to the insurance, I'm going to rebuild it again, you know, because that's his thing. But it was an exceptional video for what it was. I thought
that's it, man. Like you could do anything. You could have a knitting channel. You could tell a story. That's inherently what YouTube is about, I think, and I think that's what a lot of people overlook. But I guess not Matt Armstrong, because he's doing really well, man. He's some
kids
powerful views, man. Powerful. Yeah, man.